about content and paid for that content. And what I think we're really talking about is like knowledge and access to that knowledge. In the mainstream, we've seen like Wall Street Journal, The Economist, recently New York Times has come out and said they're going to pay for content. And aside from revenue and the knowledge, do you guys think that there's a dumbing down of the knowledge because people aren't paying for it, or a devaluation because of the content because they're not paying for it?
I don't necessarily think so. You know, we decided, we have a digital edition of our print magazine, and we decided to go free with the subscription about a month ago. And so there the revenue model is your circulation goes up, right? So then we can still subsidize, you know, we can subsidize to pay good freelancers still, because we don't have to, you know, we don't have to print millions of magazines to do it, because, you know, it doesn't cost us anything to produce a digital magazine. I mean, it's labor, you know, it's not, there's no hard costs like there are with print. And so, you know, embracing that and seeing, you know, we can monetize our traffic, we can monetize, you know, I mean, if you're buying a print ad with us, you're also buying a digital ad with us. So as those eyeballs go up on the site, so does our ability to pay talented writers.
Yeah, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, to me it seems like it comes back to something Dustin said with online not being a cul-de-sac. And I don't know how much you guys see that. I think Steve was saying the same thing, where it's not just about when, right, or it's about Backpacker, you know, when posting something from Backpacker, the Adventure Life, or all that. Do you guys think that the final revenue model, you know, what the New York Times is doing right now is trying to make the revenue model a cul-de-sac, right, where you have to pay and come here, it's the only place you can get it. Do you think there'll be a revenue model eventually that does what Dustin's talking about, where it's going to make revenue by passing through and linking through in all these different ways, and publishers aren't thinking about that?
I think there is isn't it paidcontent.com, which is an aggregate of a variety of magazines. You pay one flat online fee and you can access all those magazines' content. And I think that, you know, there is that concept. It's, I think, struggling, once again, because consumers are used to subscribing to magazines for $5 a year for the print version, and to get them to pay even anything is going to be super challenging. So, but it's conceivable. I think an aggregate for outdoor magazines is certainly a conceivable way to go.
The passing through and making money, though, it's transparent to the consumer that we're making money, and it's really enhancing their experience. It's not interrupting their experience. They're clicking on that path, and it's meaningful to them, and it's right for them, and it feels good. And so that ultimately will bring them back to you, because you created this path that wasn't a cul-de-sac, that did enhance their experience. And they don't, you know, not that you're hiding that you're making money from them, but they shouldn't know. Shouldn't, you know, that's, I think, where it's going to go. If it's overtly obvious that you're advertising and saying, hey, look at me, that's kind of old media. I don't think that's going to be around in 5 years.
And the genius of passing through is that as the experience gets better there by mingling, more people are inspired to take up the activity or continue the activity. But as you say, it's also, you know, a kind of, you know, genius way to get traffic too.
Yeah,
eventually, like there's both the mission-oriented value of social media in terms of you know, more people conversing about the things that we all love to do and are in business to promote. But then also, if you're doing a good job of being part of that community, like Backcountry, they're going to come back to you when they say, oh, you know what, I just saw that hike on the Wallowa Peaks. I need a new pair of boots to go do that. Oh, you know, I'm going to head back over to Backcountry because I heard about, you know, a killer deal. Or
yeah, totally. It's just focusing on the customer. It seems basic, but that's really all we're doing. Is what's best for the customer. And if you step out of the cold-sack and step out of the fact that we're a retailer, and you say, oh, what's best for the customer is, if we don't have it, send them to another retailer. You know, solve their needs. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Ken. Thank you so far. This has been very exciting, knowledgeable, helpful. First, a comment, then a question. First comment, in a lot of the comments, questions, and even things that we were all saying, I think it's important, you touched on this, we throw this term social media around a lot, but we're all trying to figure out how to make money off of it. So, I mean, in my opinion, when you sort of categorize media, it might be more easily shareable media, more accessible media, whatever it is, but it's not necessarily social when we're all trying to figure out, and I'm one of the biggest sellers out there, I'm just constantly selling to folks to attest to that. So I first just a comment, I think, and I'm sorry I came in late, I missed your name, but the gentleman from Wenner hit the nail on the head. The way you use Twitter is truly social, because it doesn't matter whose content you're throwing to. You're not using it to make money necessarily. So I think you see a lot of blogs that are now, they're monetized, so it's not social media, it's just another form of money-making media, it's commercial media. But my question is, how do you guys feel about mobile, and what are you guys doing with mobile media? Because I personally see that as an especially exciting opportunity for the outdoor world. I think we're probably looking at the slow death of big computers sitting on desks and laptops, and as things get smaller, chips get smarter. And outdoor especially, I mean, you talked about going to shoot great video content outdoors, Steve. How do you guys foresee that shift taking place, and what are you doing? If so, what are you doing to, I guess, take advantage of that shift? Because for outdoors, I mean, that means we can enjoy your stuff anywhere.
I'll make just one real comment, and I want to turn it to John, because these guys have done a really nice job with the mobile. I optimized the Adventure Light for iPhone a few months ago, and my mobile traffic went from about 0.5% to 8% within a month. I was astounded. I really want this. Yeah, they really do. But I think John should talk about it, because Backpacker's been very progressive about the things that they've been doing in terms of providing solutions to their readers.
Thanks. And, it sort of goes back to commenting earlier about geo-referencing travel content, because that's been the sort of crux of it for us. So the mobile use that we see is growing by triple digits rather than double digits, and shows no sign of abating. And there are 500 phones on the market right now that are GPS enabled. Obviously, every new Droid and iPhone, and apps like MotionX, which is a GPX app, has sold 4 or 5 million copies. So people are using mobile devices for outdoors. There's no question about that, and they're consuming bike rides, they're shopping, they are using their mobile devices for navigation, for weather, to watch video. And the backpacker reader right now can get off a plane in Salt Lake City, fire up the iPhone, launch our app, and have links to 10 hikes within 100 miles of Salt Lake. Click on one of those links, and you can either text it to your phone and get a map, GPS tracks that you can use, in the field itself. And one of our primary content creators, map coordinators, is Christy, sitting right here, and she probably has edited 20 of those Salt Lake hikes.
Thanks.
Well, I'm really curious to know if anybody has any interest in using this technology to reach out to underrepresented sectors of our society, essentially in efforts to increase the level of diversity in terms of reaching out to African Americans, Latinos, people that we don't see at this conference. I mean, I still, this is my 39th outdoor retailer, I've got 9 African Americans in the building. I'm really curious to know if we can take this opportunity to reach out to communities of color that are using this technology, in some cases at a higher rate than our existing audience.